everyone, it's Steph, and today we're going to be building a new bookcase to replace the one that I currently have from IKEA so I can store more of my pop vinyls. When I moved into this apartment over a year ago, I didn't have a lot of knickknacks and somehow I've accumulated a lot more, so I decided it was time for an upgrade. The bookshelf I currently have now is the Kallax Cube from IKEA, and it's basically a staple in every Twitch streamer, YouTuber's background. And for good reason. It's really the perfect way to display some of your collectible items in the background of your stream or your videos, but I was collecting a lot of pop vinyls and it was just not enough room for me. I have this amazing floor-to-ceiling window right next to my desk, so I decided to use some of that space and flip over the old cupboard and put it there. The new bookcase that I chose was the Billy bookcase from IKEA. It goes for $100 Australian, but luckily I found someone on Gumtree who was selling it for $75 and it was unopened. The reason why I chose the Billy bookcase was because one, it was super affordable, and two, I did a ton of research on the best way to display your pop vinyls. And this was the most popular recommendation by far. You have a ton of options because you can adjust your shelf heights so you can fit not only your pop vinyls but anything else you want. I'm not ashamed to admit, but I think one of my toxic traits is that when IKEA tells me that I need a buddy to help build one of their furniture items, I don't use that buddy. I will say that this bookshelf is relatively easy to build. The only thing that I would do differently is probably I would have made it out in the living room where I had a little bit more space. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit with the restrictions of my office to slide the backing of the bookshelf in. I ended up having to kind of put it on top and then push the two sides together instead of just sliding it in like the instructions told me to. I will say that the one thing I don't like about IKEA furniture is the hammering of nails into bits of the furniture that I can't see. The backing of the bookcase is also kind of flimsy, like not weak, but it's just not super sturdy, so it didn't feel very secure when I was hammering through. And this part in the middle was actually hammering into one of the pre-existing shelves on the front side of the bookcase to make sure that it stays in place, and I honestly didn't even know if my line was straight, so it was all fingers crossed. The next step after all these nails is probably the main reason why they asked you to build this bookcase with a buddy, which I forgot to do, but make sure to lift with your legs because it is very heavy. But also if you have someone who can help lift it with you, I would highly recommend that first. I currently share this office space with my partner, so you can see his PC setup in the right there and it's all black. So I've made an effort to push everything into the corner behind me, which is where the camera basically points at during my stream and my YouTube videos. This way you can't really tell that we share the same space unless we're both at our computers at the same time, because my microphone does pick up some of his noise when he's in a game. As I said earlier, one of the main reasons why I needed a new bookcase was because I was running out of room to display my pop vinyls. So I've been doing a ton of research on how best to display them, and here I am measuring out where the shelves are going to go for each level. I absolutely adore drawing inspiration from other people who collect pop vinyls, and one of my favorite content creators right now is on TikTok, and his name is The Popknot. The reason why I love him so much is that he also has an obsession with Winnie the Pooh, who is one of my favorite Disney characters of all time ever since I was a little girl. He's also one of the pop vinyl collectors that I see that store their pops out of the box, so not in a box, not in a protective shell or anything like that, and that's exactly what I want to do as well. I've been lucky enough to go to London twice to go to the Warner Brothers studios and collect a lot of Harry Potter merch, which is why I have an entire shelf dedicated to it. I definitely want to start collecting some of the Harry Potter pop vinyls to go along with Hagrid, especially some of the classics and especially Draco Malfoy in that Quidditch uniform. Now that the Billy bookcase is all set up, it's time to move all of my old stuff back into the IKEA Kallax. First up is all of my keyboard desk mats, and second of all, we have a cube dedicated to all of the League of Legends themed toys that I have. So that includes plushies, this pop vinyl, I guess it's a pop vinyl, and basically any of the stress toys that I've collected at any of the OPL live events. And then I guess we have my gaming cube. So it's got some of my Nintendo Switch games, my Sims merch, so that's a lanyard and a notebook and a postcard, and obviously my amiibo cards from Animal Crossing. My next cube holds some of my old journals and some affirmation and oracle cards that I've gotten from some really great Australian businesses. Between filming this video and editing it now, I've actually added a lot more stuff on my shelves, which means I'm on the lookout for a second Billy bookcase to store more of my pop vinyls and my collectibles. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. It's a little bit different than what I normally do. One of my main goals for 2022 was to really curate a space that I felt really comfortable in, since I spent most of my time at my desk because of work and then streaming and video editing, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for when I add more to my bookcases, and maybe when I build a second bookcase. I also stream Fortnite on Twitch after I finish work, and we're currently playing through Kena Bridge of Spirits, so come join in for the adventures. See you next time!